If they ever told you there was no secret to success, they were lying. There absolutely is, and this fancy coloured chart is going to change the game for you. If you've never heard of this before, it may sound like hocus pocus in the beginning. That was my first thought process to this, but the more I actually implemented it into my life, I realised how powerful this sort of stuff is. This is known as the frequency chart, where we're going to be discussing energy, frequency, and vibration. This is the states or states of emotion that you'll be in for many times throughout the day. And ones will really propel you forward in life. Others will absolutely cripple you and keep you in a perpetual cycle of utter bullshit. So we're going to uncover what this all means in this video so you can implement it into your day-to-day life and ultimately be the best version of yourselves. So, excuse me. We can see from top to bottom, we've got a series of different feelings and emotions with alpha point at the bottom and ultimate consciousness at the top. We can see that some of these are an expanded state and others are a contracted state. You're already starting to understand that like people living in a contracted state are not going to be living to their fullest of potentials and seeing the world and what they can actually give for them. So we're going to break this down and roll into it. So most people that I first come across are joining in a lower state. That is determined by how they've treated their body. Is normally a reflection of what states they've been living in over the longest of time. Because we can see that love is quite high up there. If you were to get yourself in great shape, or if you were to train every day, walk every day, eat a certain way, what are you doing? You're doing self-love. This is the highest space you can really be in. Because ultimately, if you don't love yourself, you can't love other people and no one else can love you because you're in that lower space. You're giving them lower levels of frequency, which is ultimately just going to pull them down into a bad space. And this is why we simply just get you eating a certain way, get you sleeping more, get you recovering, get you training, get you liking how you look in the mirror so you can climb up these charts. And that's why I always say it's not about the physique, it's about the man you need to become. When I say what does that actually mean, because you may think, well, what does that mean, the man you need to become? It means you're operating in an expanded state, and you're looking at the world from the upward the cone funnel of yours is upwards. You're thinking, what can I give to people? How can I better people in this world? What could I be doing to be a better human being? Because you've got everything else in a good space. If you're living in a state of fear, you're not thinking, how can I help other people? You're thinking, my survival is being challenged. How can I fix this so that it isn't being challenged? And rightly so. So the next thing we want to look at then is the reason I make you do a series of events is to get you into that higher state of frequency so you can think and see things from a more optimistic perspective. I want you all to be optimists. If you were to look at this mug here that has half the coffee left in, I would ask you, how do you see this mug? Is it half full or is it half empty? And for those of you that say, oh, is it half empty, there's only a little bit left, that is a pessimistic way of looking at things. If I was to say, oh, it's half full, it's an optimistic way of looking at things. Oh, there's half of the substance still inside the cup. That's amazing. We can get a little bit of rocket fuel down us again. You always want to look at things from an optimistic state. That goes for everything in your life. You must always believe that whatever it is you are doing, it will work out for the better. I've set 2 goals this year: photo shoot in the USA with around 10 people, photo shoot in the UK with around 20 people. And I genuinely believe that it will work out. We'll have that many people stood there, peeled, shredded, and it'll be a fucking great day and a good meet-up for the Gorilla Platoon. However, a lot can go wrong. People could sack it halfway. The fucking cameraman's camera could fuck up or something. Like, people couldn't get there. All these things could happen. But if I only focused on that, then you can bet your bottom dollar it just wouldn't work out. You must blindly be optimistic about everything in your life. I'm not saying be delusional in the sense that, like, you're going to grow fucking 20-inch biceps by the end of the year. Like, obviously it needs to be fairly realistic that it could definitely happen. But you need to believe that the thing is going to happen when you've set that goal. Energy vampires and negative people. These are the people that live in and around the space here. These are who you need to stay away from. Now, specifically the news, if you ever watch the news, that is a beautiful example of fucking energy vampires, fear-mongering. It is never anything positive in the news. Never. Maybe 5% of the time, the other time it's negative. All just to make doom and gloom on the people. The same with the radio. It's to fill the masses, fill their eyes with low-frequency information to keep them in a low, contracted state so they can't think about how they're going to take over the world or better life for their family or themselves because they're constantly in a state of fear. So if you're in a state of fear, you're not thinking upwards in the cone. You're not thinking how you could better life or add more to life. So you want to mark and avoid these negative people. These people, like, they live either in the future, where they're thinking of things in the future that could, oh fucking hell, the sky could fall down fucking tomorrow. Like, if you're around these people, they're thinking of the future. Likewise, if you look at the bottom, let's go from anywhere from anger downwards. Someone made you angry. Someone made you desire something. Someone made you fearful. Some gave you grief, apathy, guilt, or shame. These are all things that could either happen in the future, but most of the time, things that have happened in the past. So you're living in the past. Feeling grief because you lost an individual, be it a partner, be it someone died, you're living in the past. Feeling guilty or shameful for something you've done, you're living in the past. If you're living in the past, guess what? You're not living in the present. And there's no such thing as the future, nor is there the past. There is only today and right now that you are alive and conscious. And the only secret of life is just to enjoy every minute that you're awake on this earth, in ideally the space of peace, joy, reason, even acceptance, or at least neutrality. At least get yourself to a space of neutrality so you can live in the present moment. There's no such thing as the future. The past has already gone. Live exactly in the moment of each and every day. I once heard of, like, the analogy, and it was from Alan Watts. You can either look at life as a journey or look at it as more like music. And what he meant by this is, if you look at life as like a journey, a pilgrimage, climbing a mountain, it means there's a start and an end point. The goal of life is not to get to the end point. The goal is not to get there as quick as possible, to climb up this mountain as fast as possible and die, because what would be the fun in that? The goal is really to live life as if you're listening to music, as if you're dancing to music. Like, when you see people that do, like, fucking, what's it called, Strictly Come Dancing, they're not trying to finish the dance. They're not trying to get to a certain corner in the room. The goal is simply just to dance to the music, and when the music finishes, then they stop dancing. That's how life wants to be. Every day is just a dance. You just get up and fucking dance to the music and enjoy each minute that you're on this earth. The lower down the markers are, you're living in the past. With the top markers, you're living in the present. Workout. So, again, blindly delude yourself that you are going to succeed of these things in life. Build the best you. So, if you were to build the best you, is it going to be in a space of lower frequency or higher frequency? How do you build the best you? Because most people are going to start off down here, but if they want to be the best version of themselves up here, they need to do the work first. And this is why we get you doing the daily disciplines. This is why we get you, like, building the best version of you is you looking after yourself, eating good food, training well, shredding off body fat, showcasing your six-pack, building fucking thick arms, so you are building the best version of you in that realm in the gym. I can control the realm in the gym because it's what I know about and it's how I can get you results in that aspect. But what this really is about is you quitting all the bad habits that are pulling you down. I've got a client that will probably watch this from Texas, and he has dropped a fair amount of weight, but the most important factors, the weight was just the vehicle we used, so he would realistically find his new purpose in life, come out of a dark space, stop doing weed, and then, like, be able to enjoy life. But the vehicle we use, and I say this a million times, the vehicle we use within the Gorilla Platoon is the before and after, because that's ultimately what's nice and it's attractive and people want to look that way. Cool. But what you really get behind that is the fact that we're making you the best version of you so that you can get in great shape, or like Foxy, got him in great shape. He's going to leave the army soon, and then now he can then pick his next career moves, which is pretty vital if he's only known the army for the longest period of time, for over 20 years. He's now going to change his whole life into a new career aspect. He wants to be making those decisions from a space of peace. It will all work out. God will look after me. From a space of joy, life is good. I'm just here to dance each and every day and to add value to people. From a space of love, I've looked after myself, and therefore I love myself. Therefore, life is going to be good because I'm in love. Reason. So, build the best version of you. Lower levels will make you self-sabotage. If you are ever in a space of here, do not make any fucking decisions. I can't stress this enough. If you feel anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, shame, and guilt, the only thing I want you to go and do is either train if you've not trained, walk if you've not walked, cardio if you've not done that, and if you've done all three, go out and walk again. Get yourself away from this. Do not make any decisions from a contracted state, because you will self-sabotage. You will either eat too much, you will either call the girl that you fucking shouldn't call, you will either make a life decision that will end up in a bad space because you've made the decision from fear. You'll fuck up your finances somehow from a space of fear. I cannot stress this enough, do not make decisions from a state of a contracted space. It will only end badly for you. Get yourself into a space of at least neutrality and above, and then make the decision, because it will be one of an optimistic, better life decision for you. Flip your mindset, move this, work out, self-love is the highest level of state. So that is the frequency chart in a nutshell. Literally, do not make any decisions from this lower state. Only make them from the top state, and you will live a fucking good life. I can't stress enough how much this has helped me. It's my lock screen on my phone, so I see it each and every day, and I'm able to make good decisions and just generally believe that like we will grow a fucking great community here of people that are going to go and absolutely summit the world. So thanks for listening to this weekly lecture. If you found it useful, great. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments, and we will speak soon. Thank you for listening. We'll speak soon, brothers.